Women who love true crime stories are a red flag, says science, as if we didn't know already.
I like to live dangerously.
Oh,
As if I didn't know already. I've been waiting for this article for a long time.
Let's go!
So good.
Thank you.
psychologists are now saying that it is a major red flag to relax by watching true crime television. Dr. Thurber Bryant, a licensed psychologist, said that if you're sitting and relaxing to true crime TV, you should sit and ask yourself, why is this relaxing to me?
It's crazy.
And it's a good question, and as a man, I wondered the same thing. Because I thought it was just me. I thought I had the bad luck of meeting women who loved this stuff. And I thought, oh my God.
I've been cursed.
This is my personal hell. Like, she could be a lovely woman, but why does she love this true crime stuff so much? With a passion.
Adrenaline. Urge.
I thought it was just me. Thankfully, the internet let me know, no, it's not just you, bro. You're not special. There's a lot of women love this stuff for some reason. Hybristophilia.
That's sexy, yeah.
But we'll get to that in a bit.
He said that it can be a type of trauma response. A lot of people who went through high-stress childhoods can mistake peace for boring. Therefore, they find shows like Dahmer or First 48 somewhat peaceful. She advises anybody that does this to do some internal searching and maybe go see a psychologist. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
Their body was found, bound, gagged, and beaten. They had 57 stab wounds in their abdomen, chest, and face.
Exactly right here. This. Let me breathe. Come on, fish. Oh, come on, breathe. Gotta get into my Al Pacino.
Tits.
You have to question, as a man, how she is so comfortable. If you've been in this situation yourself, how is she so comfortable? And you're like, you're sort of getting traumatized by the show. You're kind of like, oh my God, what is wrong with men? Why do men do this? And you're a man. Let me calm down. There's so much I could say about it. The psychological thing about this entire thing. I'm losing my words. It's just so mind effing. Why is she so comfortable and almost in her element, listening to some of the most darkest, real life stuff you've ever heard in your life? As a man, you're getting traumatized. You're getting traumatized to death listening to her, loving this stuff. And I'll tell you what the most mind-bending, multi-dimensional nonsense about this entire thing is. Some of these same women will be terrified of horror movies.
Bruh.
Horror movies, fiction. You know it's fiction. You can watch behind the scenes. No one's dead. They're all alive. It's a movie. They're all actors. They're probably striking now. SAG-AFTRA and all that stuff.
I'm broke.
But it's not real. But they would sit there and indulge in real stuff and be happy.
That's sexy, yeah.
And as a man, even with evidence and science, I still can't fathom it. It's like, how and why?
Face. The killer then cut the body up and distributed the remains throughout the woods.
Really?
The fact that girls watch serial killer documentaries to relax, and y'all still play with their feelings?
I also like to live dangerously.
These girls have psychological issues. This one girl said I would crab the conventions because it calms me down. You twisted shit. How does murder calm me down?
How indeed. Some say it's a safety thing because they can hear these traumatic and dangerous things from a comfortable and safe place, i.e. their bed. Somewhere safe and comfortable for them. They can listen to the most traumatic and dangerous things and, I don't know, get a certain thrill. Some of these women are getting a sexual thrill as well. Some of it is sexual, hybristophilia, Ted Bundy, Dahmer and the rest of them. Let's continue.
She said it helps me sleep at night. Go seek a therapist.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I found this bone. And it looks like a hip bone of a human. And it looks like it's been cut off. You can leave. And that looks like the bit that you put a leg into. I'm about to have a heart attack.
Okay. Here we have a young woman in a field kicking about.
And it looks like a hip bone of a human.
What did you say? Was it a hip bone?
It's been cut off. I found this bone.
She found a hip bone of a human being and she hasn't run off. No. This young woman, who I guarantee you she probably likes murder mysteries and true crime shows, instead of running after finding, a piece of a human being, she takes out her phone and records a TikTok.
Just like a woman.
Crying in the middle of this field by herself with her little dog. I shouldn't laugh. It's not funny. I shouldn't laugh. What I'm saying is not a joke because it really happens. But it's like, woman, wouldn't you think to just run? Yeah, run? escape from the situation? It's not cute. You're recording this TikTok here. Are you enjoying the danger? You have to wonder if some women really want to reenact some of these nonsense true crime things they see and think they're going to survive it. You're not in your bed, woman. You're in a field by yourself. Run.
Attack. This is where I am. I'm in the middle of the woods. I'm on this bit that isn't even really a track at all. There's like trees covering it. It could be an animal's, but I don't know. So I'm gonna call the police, I think. I'm literally waiting for the police to arrive, and I have 7% battery, and
You know, I shouldn't say this seems like a setup for one of those situations themselves, like a true crime situation. Young woman walking her dog in a field by herself, finds a human body part, calls the police and waits. The police arrive and she's gone.
Gotcha.
Obviously, this woman's okay, but
my car's not working. After an hour, the police arrived, and I then walked him through the woods. It's a 15-minute walk to get to where I was, with the moonlight, and that was it. So despite me sending photos, they needed to come and take more with a tape measure to figure out what it was, because they knew it wasn't deer.
it's good you did this. But this is how true crimes actually happen.
Yeah, I'll get you next time.
To relax, they stick on a murder documentary about a serial killer who killed God.
So I actually wrote my dissertation on this. Those people that tend to watch or listen to true crime media to relax usually tend to be women rather than men. And actually, those women actually watch or consume true crime media subconsciously to gain survival techniques so that they can spot these traits, you know, serial killer traits, dangerous traits in men. So even though they're watching it to relax, subconsciously it's actually a survival technique. Whereas when you're watching the news, it's kind of just depressing and it doesn't really teach you that much about what you can do to prevent things happening in the future. Whereas when we watch true crime, actually we're kind of learning something and supposedly learning to protect ourselves from serial killers.
It's very strange. You know, dangerous things and horror relaxes me. It really freaks out my friends a lot. It particularly freaks out my fiance quite a bit as well.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like I'll be, you know, at home and I watch like a ton of Dateline.
That's my favorite.
Snapped. Did anyone watch Snapped?
No, what's Snapped? I know I
so
missed
it's like,
Snapped.
you know, it's this show where it's like, you know, usually these women that live in like, you know, the suburbs somewhere and are, you know, killing their husbands and
Damn.
Not surprising Lady Gaga likes it. Sort of Gone Girl vibes. Sort of Gone Girl vibes. To make the point about Ted Bundy, Dahmer, and hybristophilia, I made a video on this like about 5 years ago on YouTube.
You blew it up!
Obviously took that channel away from me.
Tits.
My point is, it may not be a surface, but there's probably a hidden, distant sexual element to it. If you understand, a lot of women love the concept of a man who's horrible to everyone else, including other women except her. You can sort of understand it's in the similar mental spectrum of BS. Not BS, but you get my point. Of women, their thoughts, desires, and certain things. Certain women. This is not them liking the violence up front. No. It seems more of like a safe fantasizing about the darkness, the evilness sort of thing. Being very careful in what I'm saying, very, very careful in what I'm saying. This is not a clarification, a justification for nothing. I'm just making a point and stitching a certain point to another point. You know, a lot of women have grape fantasies. And it's like, okay, that's a bit like, why? Why are 50 Shades of Grey a thing? See, I'm trying to tie it all together. It's like a risk-reward thing. The understanding of how much pain they could possibly experience, but knowing that this man would not put them through the pain, or just about enough pain where they can get pleasure from the pain.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Not saying any of what I'm saying is good. I'm just making a point and just waffling at the same time. And it's not surprising. It's a lot of women that are traumatized or have experienced trauma that enjoy these shows. Sort of Jennies. Yeah, Jennies. I'm just saying.
buying.
Oh, so it's about them snapping?
Yeah, they're putting their husbands like, you know, in the trunk of their white Lexus, and then
Wow.
they get caught because they use their Costco card when they buy tax. Like, I mean, it's just these women are just so insane. They believe so much in their need to kill to survive that they make the most ridiculous mistakes. And it's just, I find it kind of humorous, but he comes home and I'm watching like either that or, you know, some slasher film where someone's head's getting decapitated. And I'm like, Malibu.
yeah.
So
That
relaxed.
calms you down. Yeah.
Adrenaline. Urge.
Instinct and nature. How much of it is to do with women's instinct and nature to learn about this stuff to protect themselves? Or do some just enjoy it because they're effing crazy? Have a nice day.
Tits.